What is going on, small cap recap listeners? Those of you probably watching on StocksToTrade. Guys, I hate, we keep introing it like this, but we crushed it. Again, we absolutely nailed it.
Right. I was going to put out a tweet about this. That's so funny you said that. I was like, ever since we started the small cap recap, we've just
Been green.
Like, there will be a losing day.
Yeah,
it's not a matter of if. It's simply a matter of when. It's just small cap rockets has been on fire. Bryce and I have been trading really well. Bryce today, he's introed. He's got the stage. He crushed it today. Outlined the trade perfectly. Absolutely nailed it.
Really quick, let's go how much we're up today.
You start.
About a little over $20,000. Yeah! Thank you to the live audience out there.
Absolutely. I ended the day up like 11,200 and change. So
Yeah.
Five-figure Friday, I'll take it. Bryce, double five-figure Friday. He's double fisting tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. You know it. No last Friday night. That's for sure. But
that was an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen.
With that being said, I mean, we're crushing this. And let's honestly just get into some charts. How much are you up on the month, give or take?
I'm over 30,000. I don't know the exact totals, but I know you're smoking.
No, but yeah, together we're up $100,000 this month.
Crazy.
And it's 6 days in? 6 trading days?
6 trading days. Yep.
That is absurd. Let's get this bread, and hopefully we can kind of show you guys just what we're looking at, why we did it. And yeah, I mean, help you guys out as much as this helps us out too, remember.
All right. Jumping on in here, we got NEGG. This has been the star of the whole week. Today didn't let us down on a Friday. So you've seen this chart before. We're really going to focus in on today and TUI. Write down what you were seeing. Do you want to start out on like a 2-day here, 3-day?
No, let's, yeah. Okay, so let's go maybe to even like a 5-minute chart, like a 10-day 5-minute. Let's get a little, yeah. Okay, so obviously we have, actually, you know what? I'm sorry, do a daily chart. And
my goodness.
I'm going to learn you. I'm going to learn you. Okay.
Gonna learn me?
No, not you, the viewers. I'm going to learn them.
Maybe I'll learn something.
Okay.
I'll take notes.
So zoom out a little bit. Does this setup look familiar to you? It should, because this is darn near identical to, okay, yeah, pull it up for me.
To BTX.
Yeah. I mean, nearly identical. Look at that, right? So we have that perk up with volume. Nope, not there. Keep going way back, down to like the low. Right there. We have that perk up,
right here.
volume, consolidation, and then we have the breakout, parabolic, rest day, and breakout. Now, now you can go back to NEGG now.
It's the H pattern.
Yeah, no, it basically is. That third day surge, but like on crack. I was hoping for the breakout today. We didn't get it, and that's fine because I still was able to really nail that intraday. This was all broken down for small cap rockets, folks, way ahead of the trade. Now go intraday. So same thing that happened with BTX on that day of the H pattern. We had a dip and rip. Now, in this case, it worked a lot faster. I mean, that instantly recovered, went through high a day, which is where I unfortunately had to buy. I wanted to buy lower, but there was really never an indication. So I got long at 47.90, and I think I took 2,500 shares, held them all up until I took off 500 at 54 and another 500 at like 55.80 or something like that. Really baller. And then I was able to re-add on both of those perks, got myself up to 5,000 shares and sold into those pops. No, maybe I got myself up to 3,000 at that point. Sold into the pops and let the last like 1,000 shares come down for basically a very small loss. Really happy with how I traded this. This actually ended up being my biggest trade ever for about a little over $20,000, which is what I ended the day up. So I could have not traded the entire rest of the day and been fine, but it happens.
Incredible.
Yeah, it happens.
Seems like, again, since we started small cap recap, it's like record trade after record trade after record trade for you.
No, literally. I mean, yesterday I was down 7,000 to start the day. We didn't have a small cap recap out yesterday. Down 7,000 to start the day, tied my biggest all-time trade right after on SEED. And then before that, VTNR in the, I think, beginning of the month was my biggest trade. I've basically had 3 record trades this month, back to back to back.
So awesome.
So much volatility, but not the wild. I mean, still, look, there's no follow through. We didn't get the breakout we were looking for.
I agree.
And so I think that's something to note is like, yeah, we're having amazing days, but we're trading the market conditions. We're not holding for these massive breakouts. We're sizing up with appropriate risk and basically taking gains at every major pop because we know, like, again, NEGG, I really thought it would break out today. I really thought it had that potential. it didn't do it, and that's okay. But remember to trade the market. Like, trade how the market condition is telling you to trade.
Absolutely. NEGG was my biggest trade too. I just simply had less shares than Bryce. Bryce was really confident. He did his due diligence on this, did the work. I only had 1,000 shares. I entered here as we broke this opening high. But I made most of my day, actually. I think I made $11,000 on this ticker. And then basically the rest of my trades I took was more or less scratch. I made some mistakes on Moxie that I'm going to go over here. But I really want to emphasize the beauty of Bryce's NEGG trade is last night, while probably everyone was not focused on trading, not sleeping, or not working, Bryce was not sleeping. And he made an hour-long video lesson for small cap rocket people. Like full hour, he posted it in the chat, and then this morning he came out with his watch list, updated it. Like there was 12, he was like 12 hours plus ahead of this spike, and then outlined it, and then outlined his trade in real time too. Honestly, I'm going to be totally honest. I probably would miss NEGG if Bryce didn't do that. Bryce didn't outline it. So, I appreciate the heads up on the trade idea there. But beautiful stock, beautiful trade. And that was pretty much 100% of my day.
And same here. And one last thing, as Matt was just saying, like the work that I put in, do that, right? And I'm not saying I did it because this was an A+ setup. I went through and reviewed the tape, the chart, the price action from BTX for an hour and a half. But I'm not going to say do your due diligence, like read through all the filings if you're a technical trader. But when you see similar setups, study the past. What has worked in the past? This, like I said, the daily chart didn't work out like I wanted. It didn't break out, but it's had very similar intraday price action. And then once it failed, it was done. But do that research ahead of time. Do that studying ahead of time for plays that you're, looking forward to. And then play accordingly. Don't get so convicted that, you're like, it has to work. It doesn't have to work.
Absolutely. Yep. No, and that's exactly what he did. He took profits at the right spots. He traded a couple times. He was looking for the breakout, but I mean, he ended up 20 grand on the day. Like he did a lot more right than he did wrong. That's for sure. Let's pull up the charts again. We got Moxie here. This
is a piece of crap.
what coulda, woulda, shoulda. And, in hindsight, like looking back on it, like you just got to remind yourself, like there's certain times when to turn the heat up. When there's really good
the daily chart. Why should we turn the heat off on this?
Really good follow through. And I mean,
there you go.
I was just talking about the overall market sentiment though. Like it's just not the follow through. And that is the theme we keep saying over and over again. There's no follow through. NEGG had no follow through. Moxie had no follow through. This one, right after my NEGG trade, because it happened so fast. I mean, I was feeling confident and I was willing to take some larger risks like size I would have used back in January, February. And that's what I was doing here. And I sized into Moxie, honestly.
You had a lot of shares.
Perfectly.
Yeah, great spots.
Right. My average was more or less 28.10. I bought some on this dip, bought some on these dips. I got up to 6,000 shares and I was like basically risking break even by the time I got to full size. I ended up taking some slippage on this one, but that's part of the game because I was looking for it to break out. We just saw the daily chart here.
Clean breakout?
Clean breakout. It is overextended, don't get me wrong, but a breakout's a breakout, and it's not like it hasn't consolidated for the last 2 weeks, more or less at highs. And it just didn't happen. It stuffed up here at 30. I was up another 8 or 9K up here at the highs. It came back. If I pull up VWAP on this chart, it's more or less hovering and respecting VWAP here. Got above VWAP, let it try again. And it didn't do it. And I was like, all right, one more test and it's going to go. Then we got trapped under VWAP. And I was a large part of the selling volume here on this big red candle. But I don't regret the trade. It's just I lost sight of the bigger picture of momentum right now just isn't crazy hot. There are a ton of random low float runners and all, but
they're hard to find.
They're hard to find, and follow through is just tough, right? So you got to make sure you pick your spots right, and then you take your profits at the right time. And I ended up losing on this ticker, I think 4K because of slippage, which is okay, a little more than I wanted, but is what it is. And I just got to remember to lock in profits when stocks aren't following through like I'm supposed to. So.
Yeah, and that's my biggest thing is I'm always selling some into a pop right now.
Right.
Because it's not worth letting a 10K winner come down to a loser.
Right.
It's not.
Right. Exactly.
And I both know. We did the same thing.
Exactly. Yep. So, there's something for me to bring into next week. Bryce has a couple others. One more, actually. ACY, he's going to go over. And I wanted to go over this one because this was a trade I never would have taken, but clearly worked. So break it down for us, Tui. What'd you see here?
Yeah, so for those of you that know me, I've been trading this setup for, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 months now, pretty consistently. this really low volume curl. This is the same trade I took on Wafu a month ago. It's the same trade I took on Jan. And it basically all it is, right, is what I'm always scanning for. I'll make it super simple, right? I'm just scanning for low volume movers in the middle of the day, looking for that daily chart. If you actually want to pull up that daily chart, and we'll see why it didn't end up working. Yeah, so now zoom out a little bit if you can here.
Already been clicking all these buttons. We'll get it right one of these days here. Back to the daily.
Yeah, so you basically just have this really, basically a massive or long-term downtrend but it keeps consolidating, right? Like it's finding a base every time. Yep, there we go. Finding a base just about every time it does this.
What a crappy stock in general, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely a crappy stock. But I mean, we basically have it breaking out of this range, and I was looking for that breakout over, last month or whenever that ran. Didn't happen, which is fine. But so I'm looking at that daily chart. And here's that consolidation. There was what was really interesting to me on this, which you can't see here. I'm always looking for really irregular level 2 activity, and that's exactly what was here. There was like 30,000 shares on the ask, and the entire volume I had traded on the day was like 100,000. So there's a really disproportionately large ask relative to the volume. So you can assume, and it's at a pretty key consolidation level. That ask was at like 1249. So you can assume that if that breaks, that's going to be a lot of volume relative to the day, and you'll have some kind of move up. Now, the extent to which it goes, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say it's a gamble, but it could go up 20 cents. Like I would traded SQBG earlier and basically broke even because the follow through wasn't there. In this case, the follow through was there. Looked like a lot of algorithm trading. Won't lie. Don't need to get into that too much. But I took 3,000 shares at 1242 and got most of my shares off high 13s and low 14s for a nice like $3,500, $4,000 win. And as you can see, there was no more follow through there because it had tested that really key breakout level. That's why I don't like to trade the daily breakouts, because more often than not, it does fail, especially in a market where there's no continuation. But like I said, keep note of the level 2 on these really weird stocks that are trending up on no volume. If there's a weird level 2, there's probably something going on. Doesn't mean there's a trade there, but look for all those factors. That's what I do every day.
Well said.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it for today. We actually got to get going. We have a webinar right now for small cap rockets, exclusive strategy session. We'll break down all these stocks and much more, answer all of your questions. If you're interested in that,
get in small cap rockets.
Get in small cap rockets. Very simple. We will include a link below this video. You can join us recorded. So if you miss the live session, no worries. It'll be recorded and uploaded for you anytime you choose to join the fam.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right, man. Well, it's a pleasure. Have a good weekend.
Always a pleasure. Even though I'll see you in 10 minutes here.
Absolutely. You guys have a good weekend.
You guys have a good weekend.
We will be back Monday for another small cap recap. Enjoy. Study up.
Let's get it.